Today I'm up in London because Gshock have asked for an expert. I know, let's get into it. Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. So yes, I am back in the big smoke, and I've got to be honest, it does scare me. Big, high-rise buildings feels very claustrophobic round here. Not like where I usually live, nice and rural, you know what I mean? Now, Gshock are hosting an event, right? And it's all under the Built Differently campaign. It's to do with UK rapper Central Cee. I know, I didn't know him either. I had to Google it. Suffice it to say, it's not the Beatles music. However, he's an extremely popular rapper and songwriter, and obviously he's an ambassador to Gshock, which is great because it brings in a lot of the youngies who perhaps may have been more inclined back in the day to wear an Apple Watch or a Fitbit. Anyway, very excited to be here and for Gshock to have actually contacted me. I thought that was pretty special as well. It's the first time I've ever had some sort of acknowledgement from Casio or Gshock, and so I was a bit chuffed, you know. Now, as this is a professional event, us the panelists have been given some guides or questions that they're going to ask us tonight, just to stop us from, I don't know, going and and So I thought for you guys, I'd try and answer them for you, because I would love to know your answers in the comments below. Got here nice and early, and I thought I'd take a little trip to Honest Burgers. Not only are the burgers absolutely delicious, as you can see, but the beef is sustainably sourced, working with farmers, not against farmers. And I'm not going to preach on too much about it, but it was safe to say I loved it and I yummed it up. Anyway, the first prompt question was, what does wearing a Gshock represent to you, and what sets it apart from other watches? Thought that was a good question. For me, well, you guys know I love a bit of history. I love wearing a watch. Oh, and by the way, here's my watch I'm wearing today. I thought I'd show off the old GA 2100 Manga limited edition blue baby. My most recent Gshock purchase. I don't see many people wearing that tonight. Yes, to me, Gshock embodies just the history. I love the history. 1983, Kiko Ibe and his tough team, after hundreds of prototypes and realizing that a Casio module deep inside a rubber ball will protect it from any bangs or boffs. So I feel proud of owning Gshocks because I feel part of a club. I feel part of a 40-year-old journey. The other thing I love is basically the ethos of Gshock. Having a watch in your collection that can take a beating no matter what you do is quite cool, isn't it? A watch you can rely on no matter what. The next question was, what's your first memory of Gshock? Either your own or seeing it on someone else's wrist. Well, two do spring to mind. First of all, seeing it on Keanu Reeves's wrist in Speed and thinking what a god-awful, ugly, big watch that is. Looks like one of my Casios on steroids. This was before I loved Gshocks, by the way. And obviously seeing it on the wrist of Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2. It's actually the only Mission Impossible I've ever seen from start to finish. I think it was 1999, and me and a couple of mates went to Ireland to watch an Oasis show. Banging, by the way, because it was supported by the Happy Mondays and Supergrass. It's absolutely beautiful in the capital today. Just look at that over there. Absolutely mental, the amount of shapes that these buildings are. Can't they make square ones? When I grew up, Gshocks just weren't on my radar because I've got such a tiny wrist. If I'm being totally honest, I thought Gshocks were only for big, burly, military boys, you know, big power lifters. But the more I got into the history of it, the more I got into the history of Casio, I just love Gshocks more. Super! Here's the next one. Some people like watches to trainers. You need different watches for different occasions. How do you style your Gshocks to match the moment? I don't pair my watches to any of my clothes. I mean, look, I'm wearing a green top, black jeans and red Jordans. So you might say this sort of pairing is probably the worst colour you can go with. But that's what gives you a bit more character. I don't want to wear all drab green, you know? For me, my expression comes in, I don't know, my face, my hair, my watch, and my shoes. Pairing watches with clothing just seems like hard work.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
The final question I'm going to show you today, what makes the ultimate Gshock collection, and what's a Gshock you wish you had had but missed out on, or is next on your must-have list? You've got to sprinkle it with everything, haven't you? I love having pieces that are historical, like the G-Shock squares. I love movie reference Gs, like the DW6900, like the DWD 5500. That bad boy was on Arnold Schwarzenegger in Running Man. Also, I think you got to try a metal G. Try the Mudman, Mudmasters, Frogmen. I just really like iconic shapes that have made G-Shock what they are today. Even in recent history, the GA2100, that watch has brought in thousands upon thousands of new young G-Shock owners. Anyway, let's try and get to this venue. I'm sure they know I'm coming. I'll see you on the other side, and wish me luck. Well, what a fantastic experience that was, for God's sake. This is the day after. Back in God's green, pleasant land. I mean, I do like London, but only a tiny bit. I do get a little bit claustrophobic in there from time to time. I was actually very fortunate enough to go in the venue early and check out all the display. There was many DJ sets. They had a graffiti artist, and they had 4 panelists. 2 sort of social media influencers and 2 watch guys. Me and an awesome fella called Andrew from a channel called Time Drops. Now, if you are into your G-Shocks, I suggest you go follow him because he covers literally every G-Shock you can think of. He's about a decade younger than me, so he got me clued up in the UK rapping scene, and he was very kind to keep me company. But the overall panel part of the show, it went really well. Trying to give them all some G-Shock knowledge. Now, unfortunately, I was long gone before Central Cee came out and did his little live show. But all in all, I think the event was really cool. Built different, all having our own journeys and having our own individual pathway of that journey. And while you're doing the journey, you're wearing a pretty cool G-Shock. Now, while I was at the club and mingling, I was very happy to have received a gift. Yeah, G-Shock gave me a G-Shock, and this is it. The GA2100 jellyfish. I've been threatening to buy one of these for a long time. It's definitely going to be a watch I wear a lot this summer. Do love the strap. It's definitely a different plastic or rubber or resin to the usual resin, and it is just a very cool look. Oh yeah, and just before you go, I got the all approval from the wife. She liked it. Yeah. Yes, Casio Corner is back, and we've got to say a big thank you to Sid's Watch Life. What a fantastic shot of the Mario Brothers G-Shock Square, the DW5600 MB-4, and it looks like it's being held by the mighty Bowser. I don't like that dude. Definitely a watch I'd like to own one day, if I can find it. Thanks for tagging me in, my friend. But if you want to be on the next Casio Corner, all you got to do, find me on Instagram here and tag me in on one of your Casio posts. Because who knows, next time, the star of the show could be you. Thank you for watching till the end. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector, click there and join. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you click this one? This is sensational. Obviously about a G-Shock. Check out my G-Shock collection if you haven't done already. It's superb. Well, I think it's superb anyway. Go on, click it. You'll love it. Come on. Come on. I've got to do some mowing. Could take a while. Go on. Click it. Click it. Click it.